Carl White and the Marketing Animals have a podcast. They do it every couple of weeks, and they talk about mortgage stuff, mortgage marketing, all things related to, you guessed it, mortgage. It's free. Check it out. If you want to, all you got to do is click this banner right over there. Or if you're on Facebook, it's up there. So I got to thank my good friend and brother-in-arms, Johnny Fowler of Hancock Mortgage, for pointing this out to me. Ran across it the other day. Now, this is something that really touches me. It touches me like with a white-hot electrical cattle prod right in the taint.
Are we ready? Oh my God! It hurts like hell. Are you kidding me?
Now, I'm talking about two things that are hurting the mortgage industry and the housing industry and the consumer's ability to get the best deal on a mortgage. Two things. The first one is the False Claims Act. It's the BS act that the DOJ and HUD keep using to shake down lenders, which has led to overlays, fewer products, production issues, and higher rates for consumers. And number two, snitches. You know what they say about snitches and what they get? I mean, whistleblowers. Now, it's not that the concept of a whistleblower is bad, but what it's morphed into that's really counterproductive that hypocritical opportunists have jumped on and made a fortune. Let me explain.
Straight to the point. This guy right here, John Ferguson, his LinkedIn profile says he's in government relations. It says he worked at Bank United and the Federal Home Loan Bank of San Francisco, and he's a whistleblower. In his LinkedIn summary, Ferguson Whistleblower Consulting, the Federal False Claims Act is widely regarded as the most effective tool in combating fraud against the federal government.
We've done this to nauseam, guys. The False Claims Act is the act Dave Stevens of the Mortgage Bankers Association says needs to quit being used because of its unintended bad consequences.
Whistleblower
Snitch.
John goes on to say, well, I was going to retire, but it looks like that's going to have to wait. A warning to all and any businesses that violates their relationship with any government. I am planning on filing, lawsuits and making you pay until it hurts. Doing the right thing is not only right, it's much cheaper in the long run. I encourage anyone that knows of a company that is abusing their relationship with the government to contact me and we will go after them together.
You were just saying gets people sent to Allenwood. Just saying got me a 9-year stretch in Leavenworth and Alcatraz. You understand? So, just saying could get you buried real quick.
Kind of a condescending tone, don't you think? That's what it strikes me as. Really condescending. Kind of soapboxing it too much. He's getting rich in them. Anyways, the thing is, guys, in the long term, well, it sure looks like the False Claim Act cases are having the exact opposite effect. They're hurting lending and consumers. Overlays, higher rates, fewer lending, higher fees, all the byproduct of huge False Claim Act settlements that seemingly will not stop from legacy loans. Now, why would the ex-industry guy become a professional whistleblower, you may ask?
Well, according to WorkingRE.com, Mann and his co-claimant John Ferguson,
That's our guy,
will receive 7.5% for their part in the Fifth Third lawsuit as whistleblowers, which calculates out to a tidy little $6,368,326 before lawyer fees and taxes. The lawsuit was filed under the qui tam, or whistleblower provisions of the False Claims Act, which allows private parties to sue on behalf of the United States when they believe a company has submitted false claims for government funds.
Government's made a fortune off of mortgages, guys. Make no bones about it. We're not killing them. They're killing the industry. Anyways, the whistleblower fee is usually between 15 to 25% of a settlement. So by snitching out Fifth's third, their part, well, they split $6 1/3 million less attorney and taxes. That's a small fortune.
And that's like 99.9% more than any loan officer could ever make in any given year. Virtually anyone, right? So let's think about it. What should you do? Work hard, provide a good product, close deals, help homebuyers realize their dream, or
become a proxy government mole within your company and see if you can earn 10 to 20 times your annual income by ratting them out on a technicality which will probably lead to half your coworkers losing their jobs because your company has to pay an ungodly payout. But hey, they had it coming now, didn't they? Because you need to justify this so you could sleep better at night, right?
Seriously, these whistleblower rewards have been so ungodly that it stands to reason that everyone within the family of a company setting is going to be looking at each other for infractions so they can turn them in and hit the lottery.
What is Bobby doing on that desk over there? Is he breaking a rule? Am I breaking a rule? Should I turn him in? Gotta think about this. It kind of sounds like the old Soviet days or McCarthyism, where we'd actually encourage our kids to turn their parents in if they were communists, right?
In short, the unintended consequences from the whistleblower program makes for an unbelievably unhealthy working environment. It's a case of any little good that may come is far offset by the negatives. It's a case of chopping your hand off if you get a sliver in your thumb. Effective, but perhaps a tad excessive.
Now, if you think we're being hyperbolic, if you think that analogy of the sliver is just taking it a bit too far, I encourage, no, we're gonna do it right now. Let's just look at some of these whistleblower rewards. These are the freaking rewards, not the fines. Ready for this one?
These are just the rewards. Number one, $300 million on July 2012. Number two, $275 million, November of 2014. Number three, $167 million, November of 2013. Number four, $102 million, August of 2009. Number five, $150 million, June of 2006. Number six, $84 million on May 12th. Number seven, $79 million, January of 2009.
Oh my God.
Number eight, $150 million, December of 2000. Number nine, $100 million, February of 2008.
Rewards.
And number 10, $151 million in June of 2003.
Stupid. Now, we don't blame John and the boys for going out there and running after this. After all, these are in fact bigger than most of the biggest lottery winnings, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you go after it? Rather than 1 in 200 million, you're like 1 in 6 chance of landing one of these things.
No kidding.
So the system is screwed up, right? But what we don't need is the hypocritical tone that you are in fact doing good, because at this point, everybody sees it has to stop. With that said, if anybody in your company is screwing anything up, would you please bring it to our attention? Because we want to get in on some of that loot. You might lose your job, your coworkers might lose their job, you might lose your houses, your cars, families could fall apart, but hey,
We'd be rich.
we would.
That'd be great. Hey, let us know your comments on today's show down below. We always appreciate that. Do us a favor, forward and share this as well. And subscribe for in your upper right-hand corner if you're meeting us for the first time.
Send it.
We'll catch you guys later here at the National Real Estate Post.
We'll share it with you. Send it.
Bye.
Send it.
Bye.
Send it. I'm sick of working.